But now we're going back to the historical course. We did stop in the days of Pontius Pilate, give or take. There was a growing discontent among the Jews. People begin to understand the temple is no longer safe. The whole slide, please. And what happens basically is the temple was not. One emperor called Caligula even ordered to place his image in the Holy of Holies around 39 AD. That means people begin to understand that the only thing they were willing to endure under Rome, the safety of the temple is no longer safe. So the right thing to do, as some people thought, is to go to war. And this will be the only justification, something the Romans could not understand once again. Why would a nation go to war over rebuilding, protecting something that the Romans never really believed in? From a Jewish perspective, it looks like it is the right thing to do. And therefore, where's the comprehension that the temple is no longer safe? And those Roman governors that come to Judea one after the other to try to blackmail, so to speak, the nation by charging lots of taxes. And by the way, where was the main treasury? In the temple, obviously. So you go after the money in the temple, you're defiling the place. You see, the mindset of a Roman governor was the following. What can I do to provoke the Jews to such an extent that they will riot? And me, in the procedure of suppressing the riots, can also take something from the temple. That means that people begin to understand it's no longer safe. But it was not an isolated incident. The emperor was Nero, a very weak gentleman, so to speak. The man was a musician. He was traveling around the empire in all kinds of musical contexts. Nobody knew who he was, but the judges did. He always wins. The emperor is not really ruling over the empire. The Roman army is defeated by the Persians. They lost many legions. Rome looks not invincible. And therefore, there are pockets of unrest all around the Roman Empire. And the zealots in Judea are positive that this is the right time to make the move because Rome does not have enough forces to confront so many problems at the same time. Well, they miscalculated their steps because of one main reason. Look at the odds. Well, this is, of course, a picture taken from today. This is a Palestinian farmer. And it looks very much like a Jewish farmer might have looked like 2,000 years ago. We speak about a nation that didn't have a standing army. We speak about people not trained for battle. And whose idea was it to confront the Roman army? Well, the zealots. And they thought that it might even work. Because too many problems were all around the area. It was not an isolated incident. And almost no doubt, Persia, right around the border, said, guys, if you make the first move, we'll come to back you up as they did a couple of times beforehand. So before it was very clear what's going on, the country is in flames. And there was a war going on, and Rome could not stay indifferent to that because they would tolerate unrest in Britain maybe, and they would tolerate unrest in Germany, not along the Persian border. And they start to send the legions over, 4 legions altogether, and the most gifted general called Vespasian. And that will take me another hour and a half to go into details of the revolt, which I have no intention to do right now, just to give you the bottom line of the whole thing. 4 years of a revolt, and keep in mind, people that lived in the area were not all Jews. Why would a Greek stand with the Jews against the Romans? Well, another question. The whole idea was to protect the temple in Jerusalem. Why would somebody from the local Christian community join the Jews to protect the temple? What did Jesus say about the temple? Come on. It will be destroyed. Not a stone will be left. Are we going therefore to side with our brothers to protect the temple that Jesus said is going to be destroyed? The Christian community fled to the Decapolis. You see, the crisis between the two, before it was a religious issue, was a national one. How come you didn't stand and fought with us to protect the temple? Of course, there was an answer. So we speak about times of trouble in Jerusalem. The city comes under siege, and at 70 AD, the city is conquered, and that begins a chapter that we did not recover from until this very day in Jewish history, begins the exile. Because even today, more Jews live outside of Israel than in the state of Israel. And the bigger Jewish city in the world is Brooklyn, and not Jerusalem or Tel Aviv. We are getting there, by the way. We will have maybe majority of Jews in about 2 or 3 years, but right now, that's the case, started back then. So you see, from our perspective, it's not ancient history. We live the consequences of that until this very day. We try to reverse the situation by creating another society, another country. Try to draw all the people to come back home.